Hey, what's up, everyone? This is David Greenspan, and you are listening to the Mindshare Podcast, a proud member of the Industry Syndicate Media Network. Additional podcasts are available at industrysyndicate.com and mindshare101.com. This week's episode is sponsored by Kit's Keep in Touch Systems. This is episode 29. So this past 3 weeks, I've had some amazing guests on the show. Phil Treadwell joined me to talk about how to grow your business. Travis Tom, the Facebook marketing ninja, joined me to discuss Facebook marketing strategies. And Neil Mathweg joined me the other day to talk about what it takes to succeed in this business. And when I reference this business, your business, our business, I mean the real estate industry. So whether you sell real estate or mortgages, in fact, whatever you sell, this podcast really does apply to you. Every time I have guests on, I learn a ton. I then take it upon myself to share that information back with you in easily digestible sound bites so that you can pick up that one little nugget you can use to better your business. In fact, that was a very big underlying message that Phil shared with us on episode 26. And that message was to educate yourself. I was also just listening to my friend Michelle's new podcast called The Lifestyle Entrepreneur, which she just launched, and I was listening to episode 1. She also mentioned the same. Educate yourself. We need to be constantly learning and evolving. Sticking to the same script and the same way of doing things, it's not always the right way to go about it. I mean, don't get me wrong here. I talk a lot about being consistent with everything you do. However, that doesn't mean you shouldn't evolve. And it doesn't mean you shouldn't try to figure out how to do it better. So the only way to do this, well, is to make time for learning. There's the problem, though. Time. No one has any of it. We can't buy more of it. So what do we do about it? Well, we manage it accordingly. So how do we do that? I'm going to tell you, it's pretty easy. First things first. You need to have a place that you track it all. Many people use their phones, some people use a notebook, others rely on Google, and that's all good. The only thing is, though, you're not keeping your schedule in the same place as your book of business, aka your contact list, aka your CRM. Yes, it may be easy, and it might be convenient for you to use your phone, but when your list is disconnected from your calendar, where do you track your notes? How do you stay on top of your relationships and doing the things you're supposed to be doing? Where is your actual book of business? I talk about making your calls and connecting with people every single day. Well, you need to be blocking time for those calls. And then you need an easy and convenient way to know who to call and when. Plus, when you're not making those calls, you need to have marketing connected in the background so that it is automatically helping you build mindshare every single day with all of the other people you are not physically connecting with in person or by phone or even on a text message. So essentially what I'm saying is your first step is to have the right CRM. And by the way, the right CRM, it's the one that you use. That's the be all and end all question. What's the best CRM? Guys, there's a million CRM options out there. And I even offer one called Loop CRM, which if you'd like, you can learn more about on our Kits Facebook page and of course on our website, kitspack.com. Beyond that, call our team anytime for a live walkthrough. I mean, this thing's awesome. I run my entire life off of it. I'm always in front of people in some way, or as I like to call it, I'm always building mindshare because it is connected to my marketing. And so that right CRM includes 3 elements. And I want you to think about the one you're using right now. I want you to think of all the ones you've looked at before. I want you to think about everything that's available to you. And remember this. The right CRM includes these 3 elements. Number 1, a contact list. Number 2, a calendar. And number 3, marketing. It's got to have a contact list, calendar, and marketing all attached together so that you're constantly building that book. And once you have the right CRM, then it's a matter of where I got off on this entire tangent. It's a matter of time management. So, step 1 to managing time is to plug in all of your realistic time. I mean, all of the stuff that you need to do on a personal level. And look, this could be from personal appointments you have, to extracurricular activities you have, to activities for family members of yours, to when you go shopping, when you cut the lawn, when you drop off your dry cleaning. Like, I'm talking all of your personal stuff. You know you need, or maybe just want, to get it done. So schedule it in. Step 2, create predictable days with income-producing activities. Every single day should include calling between 5 to 10 people on your contact list, engaging with at minimum 5 to 10 social media posts each day, posting something of your own each day, meaning at least one new person each day, doing your admin each day, and then taking 15 to 20 minutes each night to plan your day ahead for tomorrow. That's what you call time management. It helps you get everything you want done in life. Now you have no excuse for not being able to always learn something new. And I will say this, though. As you listen to this podcast, you can absolutely, undoubtedly, 1000% know that right now you are learning. So good on you. And know that it is this simple. It could be this podcast. I mean, it should be this podcast. It can also be other people's podcasts. You know, if you're into the cheating type thing. Kidding. But other people's podcasts, ebooks, courses, speaking of colleagues. There are so many opportunities to learn something new every single day. None of us know it all. None of us should have any excuse around why we are not learning more. Anyhow, as simple as it was, I really enjoyed that advice from Phil. Then, when Travis was on episode 27, talk about learning, everyone is trying to get better with the whole Facebook advertising thing. And Travis, as I stated before, he is a Facebook marketing ninja. This guy shared an awesome backstory with us, which I highly suggest, if you haven't yet, that you should really listen to. So make sure you listen to episode 27. But then he got into the whole world of Facebook and how to really take the bull by the horns. And the biggest takeaway, amongst the many, was an acronym he used called BURST. It stands for brand story, untapped opportunity, reciprocity, social proof, and trust. The way it works for you would be this, okay? And I'll give you a scenario. And the scenario is this. You want to get leads from Facebook. Therefore, you need a campaign that will circulate, that will cause people to click. But why would they click? Well, because you have something they want. But what if they don't know you? Because let's be real, if you want to take serious advantage of Facebook, you need to spend time organically connecting with the people you do know, and then you need to spend money going after the people you don't know. And right now, we're talking about that cold audience of people you don't know. So, again, why would they click? In this case, with the cold audience, we follow Travis's burst method. What does that look like? Well, B, brand story. You run a video ad that tells your story. People get to know you. They understand more about you. You create a mental connection with people. Of course, this story should be fully illustrated on your main Facebook page, your personal timeline, your other social media, and your website. But this initial ad should let people into who you are. You aren't asking for anything. You're just literally sharing a story. Then there's you. Untapped opportunity. Your next ad should provide them with something they didn't necessarily know existed, but are totally interested in getting their hands on. For example, a list of foreclosures or a how-to guide on selling your house for top dollar, or depending on your targeting specs, it could be a list of top landscapers in the area, or even the recent sales in the area. Get creative with this. As a homeowner, what would be valuable to you that if someone were to say they had it, you'd be interested enough to want it? Next is R, reciprocity. Give them something of value. This is different than the above. This is something that you are going to do for them for free, without any obligation that they need to do something back. For example, if you go to myshow101.com, you can download a free ebook called the AMH Theorem. It stands for Audience, Marketing, Hustle. If you feel you're spending too much on marketing, or maybe you need to set your budget or even create an overall business plan, the AMH Theorem is a really easy way to do all of that. And if you haven't yet, go download it. And when you finish listening to this episode today, I mean, this thing's completely free, but go do the work. And again, that's at mindshow101.com. Click the blue button on the homepage. This is download. You will get it immediately. And I invite you, once you do it, you want to get in touch with me. Let's go over it together. Let's break it down and really analyze that for you. And make sure you reference that you heard it on the podcast. The next step in BURST is the S, social proof. In time, you're going to create fans. People who love you and love what you do, people who would not work with anyone else. These people are loyal to you. Well, let's exploit that in a good way and share with the world that others feel this way about you. Because, hey, let's call it what it is. Many people feel that, well, hey, if everyone else seems to think you're amazing, and I've heard it enough from different people, well, you must be. And I'd be willing to give it a shot. So an example here is when I was looking at my iTunes account and noticed that this really awesome review from someone was there. And I took that, I took a screenshot, I then reposted it out on my social media. Just wanted to share with the world, hey, people like the podcast, people are listening to it, and to all of you, I thank you sincerely. And if you were one of those people that left that review, I love you. If you didn't leave a review yet, well, I still love you for listening. Please go leave a review. But hey, I took that, I reposted it on social media, and then what happened was I got even more engagement. People who thought it was cool and who were proud of me. People who also had like other nice things to say. And all the while, everyone who sees that post is seeing social proof and creating even more of it. People see that other people like me. It's that simple. And finally, we have T for trust. After you've told people who you are, you've given them something they didn't know they even wanted. You've given them more after that. And then you've told them that others like you and they, that like the people right now that are paying attention wouldn't be like your first, like your guinea pig. Like you're not trying this out for the first time around. Like you are seasoned at this. Well, hey, you've got trust. And that you can't buy, but you can certainly leverage it. This method was a real eye-opener into the complexity of running Facebook ads. Whether you run your own or you've hired someone to do it for you, this process definitely creates the impact. On the flip side, always remember you're still going after cold leads and prospects who you don't even know and who don't know you. So you must budget accordingly, not put all your eggs in the same basket. And, real important, make sure that you are supporting one channel with the next. This goes back to your CRM and time management that I mentioned. You have an organized process on how you're going to convert and nurture everyone you meet. So let's talk to the people we meet. And when I mentioned time management, episode 28 with Neil spoke to the 3 pillars that he teaches on. And he and I, we've got some very similar views. We approach it a little differently. For example, instead of time blocking, which I call it, he likes to focus on day blocking. So today, for example, I'm going to focus on past clients. Tomorrow, I'm going to focus on prospects. The next day, I'm going to focus on admin, etc. And to that, I say to all of you, to each your own. The underlying most important factor is that you are managing your time so you can get everything you want and need done in life. He also talked about his 3 pillars that he teaches on, being COI, circle of influence, chase, and attraction. COI, this is you working your contact list, making the calls, meeting with people, sending them stuff, maintaining the relationship on an ongoing basis. And I always suggest that it becomes a 10-year plan. People don't move that often. So you must think about your marketing like you tell people to think about real estate investing. It is a long-term game. And if you want the chance at that deal, then work hard. Have patience. The next pillar is the chase pillar. This focuses on what you are doing to get out there and hustle to meet new people. Are you just sitting around waiting, or are you actively engaging? Are you actively chasing the deals? Now think about this like a fox and a rabbit. 2 random animals in the forest, okay? One is the predator and one is the prey. In this case, you're the predator. Now, this may be a little bit of a harsh way to explain this, but I think you think about it, right? If you want to eat today, Should you just sit around and wait? Or is it better that you get out there and hunt? I think that's an obvious answer. And finally, we have the attraction pillar. This focuses on what kind of marketing is out there promoting your brand and creating a sense of, I need to know more, and or I need to get in touch with you. This could be blogging, podcasts, videos. This is you being vulnerable, sharing more about you, and putting yourself out there so that people can get to know you better, aka so that they are attracted to you. So many people have a holdback on posting on social media, and let me just say this. It is 2019, and the whole posting on Facebook and social media thing is just downright normal these days. And if you're not doing it, you are missing out on a huge opportunity to connect with a lot more people. You're also giving your competition more opportunity to win. So overall, Neil shared a lot of good nuggets. So make sure if you didn't that you do go back and listen to that episode, along with the one with Travis and the one with Phil. Again, I personally learned a ton. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention here today is that we are already halfway through 2019. Yes, already! And with all of this learning I'm telling you to do, and all of the content you are taking in, and everything else you are busy with every single day, I'm curious to know, how has this first half been for you? What have you done to make it great? Or what haven't you done to make it great? Have you been sitting around waiting for it? Or are you making it happen? Either way, now is the time for review. Instead of doing this at the end of the year in preparation for next year, I want you to stay ahead of the game, and I want you to do this now. Take the time now to plan for the back half of this year. And to light even more of a fire under you, know that the fall market, again, it's literally around the corner. So what should you do? Well, here it is. Start by reviewing your lifetime goals. What do you ultimately want in life? Where do you want to be? When you look back, what do you want to see? Now, do you have anything to add to this list at this point? Have you achieved some of them yet? Has it changed over the past 6 months? Or maybe this is a simple reminder of why you're doing what you do. And many have referred to this as, this is your why. Next, break down the lifetime to annual, which again, you should have already done back in November of last year for this 2019 calendar year. Review your annual. Are you on track to achieve everything you need to achieve in this 365-day window that will take you a step closer to your lifetime goals? How's this been going for you so far this year? Have you gone above and beyond? Are you lacking in one area or more? Make sure you're on track. This should be what you want to achieve this year. That will make you feel fulfilled and make you feel that you had a great year. And again, that will take you one step closer to your lifetime goal. After the annual, you're looking at monthly. What do you need to accomplish in the next 6 months? 1 month at a time that will get you closer to the annual goal you set for 2019. Now that we know that, we need to break it down by week. And we need to attack the month one weekly block at a time. This then leads to your daily tasks. This is where that 20 minutes you put aside every single day of your life goes towards planning for the next day. Each year, you set an annual goal that will help you get closer to your lifetime. Each month, you set a goal that will help you get closer to your annual. Then each week, then each day, and now everything you do in a day is getting you closer to your lifetime. And now, you are on track. You are doing way more than your competition, and you have a plan for exactly where you're going in life. The only way from here is up. Back half of 2019 is ahead of you. Go make the best of it. You're either listening to this on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or Spotify. Or maybe you went to industrysyndicate.com or even mindshare101.com. Wherever you like to consume your content, please rate, review, and subscribe. And if you haven't yet, connect with me on Facebook at Mindshare101 and on Instagram at DavidGreenspan101. This has been another episode of the Mindshare Podcast. Thanks everyone for listening.